What's up, everybody? It's Ethan Brads, and my burning question is, are the Reds back?
What's up, guys? Tucker Schroeder. And I'm really curious why Bronny James is all over ESPN all of a sudden.
Hi, I'm Chris Anthony, and I want to know why fans are so mad about LeBron not winning the MVP. And this is the CTE Sports Podcast. Hey, everyone, and welcome to the CTE Sports Podcast, Episode 2.
Dose.
I'm Chris Anthony, here with Tucker Schroeder and Ethan Brads.
What's up, everybody?
Back at it.
How are you guys doing?
Good. Really good. I'm happy to be back here.
Successful debut, huh?
Successful debut. Now we're back for, we got a new little studio
Sophomore
going right
season.
here.
We're on video now.
On video.
Yeah.
We're going places.
Our YouTube peoples.
Well, we'll kick
sweet.
it off. Ethan,
What's up, everybody?
are the Reds back?
The Reds, in my opinion, are getting back. I think they are back. They've won their last 3 series, and they're playing good baseball. They've won, I think, 13 of the past 15. So,
Okay.
Wow.
Hot streak.
And Joey Votto is playing pretty well. And
Got ejected last night, though.
yeah, it's today.
He's a little bit of a
He's
hothead.
really hot right now. Hothead.
He's a hothead.
Pun.
I think he's always been a hothead.
Yeah.
Lots of videos of him arguing with fans.
But no, I think they swept the Cubs. That's pretty tough to do. So
Yeah.
and they did.
You might as well just say it, Ethan. You went to a game this past
We
weekend.
did, and I think Tucker did too.
I actually did
But
go.
he didn't go with us.
You went on Friday, and I went on Saturday.
Yeah,
Both of the games the Reds beat the Cubs, though, so...
6-3 and then 11-2.
Yeah, I went to the Reds game and the zoo, actually, which was, better than watching the Reds, in my opinion. Yeah.
All right, Tucker, you want to take this one or do you want me to? Because
All I got to say is you're telling me that these Reds are back, right?
Well, I mean, they had a rough start.
Oh,
They started rough. It was pretty rough.
A rough start.
It was probably the worst ever.
Maybe the worst ever? It was the worst ever.
But that
in
was
franchise
early in the year.
history.
They had a different manager. Now they got a new one. I think they have a winning record.
They were
since-
3-18, Ethan.
Well, that was the old Reds. That
they didn't
was
score
Brian
a run
Price.
in their first series against the Nationals.
That's awful.
A run, and they were
the
at home.
old- That's the old people. That's old Reds.
But you really think they're going to be able to turn around this season and maybe make a wild card
I think they'll be in contention.
contention?
Here's my problem with what you're saying, Ethan. It's not even All-Star break yet, man.
Well, that means we have plenty of time.
To be terrible.
No, no.
But I also did some research on this. I was like, am I missing something? Are the Cincinnati Reds way better than what I thought? Here's what I came up with. They're still in last place in the NL Central.
Yeah.
They're 13 and a half games back of Milwaukee, who's in first place. And they're 4 games back of fourth place.
They're back, though.
They're back?
They're back.
They're back a lot of games,
Yeah.
but they're
Keep
not
down
back.
the Reds.
We'll see.
I just think there's a 0%
Next
chance they
season
even
we'll
finish
probably
in the
win
top
the
3.
World Series. But
You're talking about back for next season?
yeah.
Oh, okay. So maybe you should have rephrased your question, huh?
Sorry.
There's a 0% chance they even make the top 3 in the Central this year.
Yeah.
We'll see that. We'll see about that.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
All right, Tuck, you're up.
So I was obviously it's LeBron watch season. This is it's come to be like every 4 or 5 years now. It's where's LeBron going, and which is cool. And
Front
now,
runner.
What?
Front runner.
Oh, my. We're not going back
Here
to
we
that.
go. But yeah, so now his son is actually old enough to be considered a talent, a recruit, and stuff like that. Bronny James, his junior son, and so obviously the reports came out that he was going to go play for that high school in LA and all this and that. But what was interesting to me is I was looking at ESPN.com, and if you just watch ESPN, literally they'll put up highlights. I guess they're just so bored now that they'll just put up highlights of Bronny James now of his AAU games and stuff like that. I'm like, he's a middle schooler.
Yeah, I'd probably give
They
him
don't
about
make any
50.
sense. He has
50
his
points.
own. Bronny James has his own section on ESPN.com.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's so crazy to me. People. I mean, I watch it too, but
Are you a part? Okay, hot take. Are you a part of the problem, Tucker?
maybe I am part of the problem. But I'm trying to fix. Maybe I'm trying to fix it. Maybe I'm trying to fix myself a little bit.
I mean, he's only 13 and he missed a dunk and everybody went crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I could have missed a dunk.
Like, it was all over ESPN because he missed the dunk. Like, that's cool.
Well, I think at the end of the day, this hurts Bronny long term.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because this is like Lonzo Ball 2.0, and instead of like we're watching highlights of Lonzo like or LaMelo, we're watching him like freshman year. We're watching him and he's not even in 8th grade yet.
I mean, think about it. Like,
where's he at?
Think about it. If he doesn't even like scratch like what LeBron James does, or like as good as LeBron James, like he's gonna be regarded as maybe not a failure, but never gonna be like he's always gonna be looked at like, oh, you weren't as good as your dad, and like that's kind of upsetting that he's already getting this much spotlight. He's only 13, so I mean, I know it's because they want to know where LeBron goes, but still, like, it's crazy.
I don't think his kid's going to give it away, though. I mean, following his kid all the way around.
He did say he wanted to be with his family.
Yeah. Keep that in mind as LeBron makes his decision come July 1st. So, to move into like a different side of LeBron James, I watched the NBA Awards this past Monday, 2 months after the regular season ended.
It's beautiful, yeah.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Anybody like else think they had epilepsy when Travis Scott was performing?
Yeah, like
that
I was
probably
like
the worst performance I've ever seen in my life.
I was like on a mental trip with
just,
all the special effects they were on.
I just don't understand why they think it's a good idea to like do that, like the awards.
The show that late?
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Like, it don't make sense to me.
Old-fashioned press conference. I will say it was good when Drake was hosting, though.
It's a good idea, like, to have like an award ceremony like that, because it's like, it's obviously like I watched it, so like, it's cool, but it should be the next weekend after the season, not 3-4 weeks after it. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you.
I don't know.
Was Anthony Davis there?
I didn't see him there.
LeBron wasn't.
Yeah, so I feel like they knew who was winning the MVP.
Yeah.
Because James Harden was the only MVP guy there.
Probably, yeah. So basically...
And all of his teammates were there.
But Anthony Davis was also up for Defensive Player of the Year, too, so...
Yeah.
0 for 2.
Maybe he knew that Rudy Gobert was going to beat him. But whatever.
But after Harden was named MVP, there was a social media firestorm for LeBron that he lost. And I'm just confused because, like you guys just said, LeBron didn't even attend the event. So if he didn't care that much about it, then why is everybody else on Twitter?
Yeah.
I also saw there were like a bunch of Twitter graphics with like LeBron having check marks by his name versus Harden during the year.
Yeah, I saw that. Like ESPN had them out. Like he's like, oh, who's your MVP? And it had like there was only like one check mark that Harden had, and like the rest of them were LeBron.
Those were probably the most slanted stats I've ever seen. Since when have we started accumulating total points and assists and rebounds versus points per game?
Exactly.
When did we start doing that?
It's because it's LeBron.
Yeah.
Well, if you look, they also had like minutes played and games played. Obviously, LeBron's going to have more games than minutes because he had another series, and like it's like, come on.
And it wasn't even that big of a difference. Like I would have understood if it like Harden only played in like 65. Yeah. He played in like 10 games less than LeBron, and LeBron played the full season.
Yeah, LeBron played every single game,
and that was like the first time in his career that he's done that.
Yeah, sure. And when you put it to the points per game model, it's either either Harden is winning, or he's like one spot or 2 spots behind LeBron.
Exactly.
And every time there's a tweet taken that says LeBron deserved this one, it's terrible. You're just taking away from James Harden's greatness.
Yeah.
The guy has been in the
he's
top.
He's a good player. Like.
Yeah. He's been in the top 2 of the MVP voting in 3 of the last 4 years.
True.
And why are we taking this one away from him?
Yeah.
I agree. I mean,
but LeBron fans are always going to get mad if he didn't get MVP.
That's true.
I personally look at it like we just got lucky because we got to see debatably one of LeBron's best years, but we also got to see James Harden's best year also. So it was like, I mean, that's just good. It's just good for basketball.
I mean, it's a win-win.
Yeah, exactly.
It shouldn't. I think it's a good thing that we have the controversy.
Yeah, true.
But it's not
just like Rookie of the Year.
James Harden could
we'll get to that a little
win
bit
a
later.
game against the Warriors in a series.
Here we go.
Without Chris Paul.
Yeah.
True.
It's a good point.
Even though they lost both of them, but
LeBron couldn't do it either, though.
Yeah.
4-0.
Couldn't even win one game.
So.
All right, we'll move into the roundup.
Okay.
Where we go over everything happening else in the world. Tucker.
World Cup.
Yep. This is your segment, man.
World Cup moments. Well, the World Cup is starting the round of 16 knockout group stages. They're starting to finish, and now we're starting to get into kind of focusing up on the knockout stage. There's a couple matches that are already determined just based off where we are right now. So like Uruguay, Portugal, France, Argentina, which is a really good game. Argentina barely squeaked in by beating Nigeria in like one of the last minute goals. Spain and Russia. Russia got beat down by Uruguay, but they're still in, so that's good. The host nation found the knockout stage. Croatia and Denmark. Denmark wasn't like a lot of people didn't think Denmark was going to make it in, but they ended up making it in. Have a good defense, so we'll see how that goes. Croatia was probably the most impressive out of those two, though. Croatia looked like they belonged, so I'm excited for that. And then Sweden notably punched in their ticket today also, along with Mexico. But what was notable about those two is they knocked out the defending World Cup champions, Germany, which, if I do remember correctly, if memory serves me right, someone on this podcast said that they weren't making out of the group stage.
What can I say? I just want to know now.
I didn't believe
Just got to keep fighting.
I didn't believe them, but they actually ended up losing to Korea. Germany did, losing to Korea today 2-0, which was crazy. And they just blew it.
It's amazing because Korea had nothing to fight for, right?
Exactly. Like Korea was already eliminated.
Pride.
So, I don't know what Germany was thinking. Mexico looked like they took a day off against Sweden because Sweden beat them 3-0. And yeah, Brazil handled business. They're going to win the Group E over Serbia. They won 2-0 today, looking really good. There was a lot of stuff with like Neymar and saying like maybe he wasn't all the way ready to go and stuff like that. But
so he returned, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's looking like they're going to be pretty solid for the knockout stage just based off their performance against Serbia and stuff like that.
So based on like the seeding it is now, who would you say has the easiest path to get to the finals?
Just looking at the knockout stage currently, from what we have already, I would say probably Spain right now has the easiest road to get to the finals because they have to play Russia, which isn't regarded as one of the better teams in the tournament. And then they're either going to have to face Denmark or Croatia, which Croatia is a good, solid team, but if Denmark beats them, Spain is going to go up against yet another team who's not really ranked high up. So
interesting.
Looking at it right now, I think Spain has the easiest road to get to the final. Obviously, once you get to the semifinal, you're only going to be facing good teams.
Right.
So once you get to there, but to get to the semifinal, it's Spain without a doubt because you look at the other brackets, France has to play Argentina, that goes both ways. That's two of the top 5 teams in like FIFA World Cup rankings, and they have to go up against each other in the first round, which sucks.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And Portugal and Uruguay, that's no gimme to pick either. So
should make for good TV, huh?
I can't wait. And there's more group stage games that finish up tomorrow, so we'll be able to get more of those next week when we talk about the World Cup.
How many spots are we waiting on?
There's 2 more games that need to be determined, and then there's 2 more spots for 2 more games because Mexico and Sweden played and got in today.
Gotcha.
So we're waiting for those matchups, and then we're waiting for the Group G and the Group H winners and runner-up, and then that's who will play each other. So we're looking at England and Belgium have already punched their ticket, so you can scratch them in, and then we're waiting on, I believe, let me look real quick. I believe we're waiting on also Switzerland, and I want to say Iran maybe? Or
okay.
No, I forget exactly who it is, but we're waiting on 2 more. So
interesting.
We'll see what it means next week. That is the World Cup currently.
Soccer talk.
Soccer talk with Tucker.
All right, so we'll move on to the rest of the NBA awards. We already talked about how disappointed we were in how the ceremonies were handled. Mm-hmm. Anthony Anderson didn't do a great job. Yeah. It's hard to move on from Drake, I guess.
Yeah, Drake was pretty good.
Killed it.
Not pretty good. He was
with the Kenny Smith jokes too.
Yeah, he was good.
As results go, Ben Simmons wins Rookie of the Year over Donovan Mitchell.
Redshirt Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
I'm sure he's gonna have more to say about that.
Yeah, after you just slammed him on the last podcast. Rudy Gobert wins Defensive Player of the Year over Joel Embiid and Anthony Davis. And Dwayne Casey wins Coach of the Year as
he gets fired.
Yeah, as he got fired over Brad Stevens and Quinn Snyder. Ethan, which one of these shocked you the most?
The Redshirt Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
Really?
I think Donovan Mitchell carried his team. I didn't think Ben Simmons really carried his team. He has Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
He's the next best player on the Jazz.
True.
And
What? You said Joel Embiid, next best player on the Jazz.
no, I said who is the next best
who
player.
is the next best
okay.
player?
That's my fault. Rudy Gobert. But.
And I just think Ben Simmons really didn't have that great of a year compared to Donovan Mitchell.
I mean, you can't give him flack for not having good support around him, though.
But who, Ben Simmons?
For having support, my bad. For having support around him.
I really don't think it's that shocking that he won. Like, I feel like we knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
And
I think they just went off stats.
Well, in that case, then LeBron would have won MVP, though.
Yeah, true.
They voted before the playoffs.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So
I saw a bunch of people say they.
Yeah, they vote before the playoffs, and if you look at regular season, I definitely think that. I mean, you could definitely go either way with it, but I think Ben Simmons was more. Just by looking at it, I think Ben Simmons was probably better than Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell was spectacular, though. Like, I'm not taking that away from him at all. Like, he was.
I just don't consider Ben Simmons a rookie.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem with.
I think that's where most of the Mitchell fans come from. Though.
Exactly.
They're not truly behind Donovan Mitchell. They're just behind the fact that he's actually a rookie.
I do like Donovan Mitchell.
He's going to be a stud.
Well, I feel like most of those fans popped out after the Thunder won.
Yeah,
That,
I agree.
Yeah, that he beat the Thunder. Sorry.
Like being able to get that series. He looked good in the playoffs, but I think the best playoff rookie was Jason Tatum. I mean, he was. I saw a tweet that said like the media wanted Ben Simmons to win, the players wanted Donovan Mitchell to win, and then if you just look at the playoffs, it was Jason Tatum should have won. So we again sort of with the MVP, we just got really lucky this year to see three like stud rookies
that are going to be established moving forward.
Like Jason Tatum, Ben Simmons, and Donovan Mitchell are going to be stars before we know it. Like, it's kind of crazy. So
you don't think so, Ethan?
What?
Two stud rookies.
That Tatum, Simmons, and Mitchell will all be established stars moving forward from this?
I'm still not convinced on Ben Simmons.
Okay.
That's
okay.
I mean, we'll see. If I feel like if they end up getting LeBron, he could definitely be maybe not as influential or impactful
and not worthless.
Yeah.
Not.
All right, Tuck. Who shocked you the most out of these three winners?
Honestly, if I really had to think so, I think it'd be Dwayne Casey. Like,
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. What he did with the Raptors was great. Like, he got them first place, but I mean, they ended up getting swept in the playoffs by the Cavs, which, if you really think about it, they should have probably beat them. I mean, I think they had the talent to do it, but I just think it's a little weird for me that a coach that got fired from the team ended up getting coach of the
He also
year.
said something in his speech. He was like, "Yeah, if you guys didn't hear, I'm not coaching the Raptors anymore."
Yeah, it's like, what the heck? I mean, I think you definitely could have gave coach of the year to what's Utah's coach name?
Quinn Snyder.
I definitely think he deserved it.
He did a great job.
I mean, you look at that team, and it's a team of a bunch of role players, and he pieced them together well. Like, he didn't have a DeMar DeRozan or a Kyle Lowry. He had Donovan Mitchell, Ricky Rubio, and Rudy Gobert. So I think if I had to pick, I think it would have been Quinn Snyder, but that's just me. I think that was the most surprising in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll go with Coach of the Year, too. That surprised me the most. I'm surprised that the NBA even let it happen, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because it kind of looks like a mockery if you have Coach of the Year, a guy who just got fired.
Yeah. That's kind of, it just didn't look like, it didn't seem right. Like, I don't know.
And now, like, not having Brad Stevens, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, true.
With Kyrie going down, with Hayward going down, and still being able to get a 2 seed.
Yeah.
That's
and then doing what they did in the playoffs.
Would that have been your Coach of the Year too?
Got to exclude that because Coach of the Year.
They voted before.
Mm-hmm.
Would Brad Stevens been your guy?
I'd probably give it to one of probably the Rockets.
Really?
Got them number 1 seed in the West.
Yeah, that's an easy cop out though. Just give it to the best team.
But it was the West.
Yeah,
they
I
got
get
number
it.
1 in the
I
West.
get what you're saying. That's why I would say I would give it to Quinn Snyder because he went up against all that competition.
Yeah.
And they were still able to fight for a playoff spot.
Yeah.
So with a rookie leading the way, I mean, that's pretty impressive.
That's interesting. None of the three of us would have had Dwayne Casey winning. You have Snyder, I have Stevens, and then you have
Mike D'Antoni. Or Mark D'Antoni.
Mark.
Mark, yeah. Ooh.
Mark.
Mike's his brother. Marshall head coach, I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Little tidbit.
I didn't even know that.
Little tidbit for the pod.
I didn't know that. There you go.
All right, so we're moving on to our first NFL story on the podcast.
Is it? Yeah, it is. I mean,
Yeah.
a little bit of a downtime, but this is interesting.
The NFL Top 100 just got released, and for the second straight year, Tom Brady's on top.
Not surprising.
So, with all of the retirement rumors swirling about when Brady's going to hang up the cleats, how much do you guys think is left in this tank?
I say 2 more years.
2 more years?
I would say it depends on how next year. I think he plays for sure this next year.
Yeah.
But I think if they maybe don't do as well as they think, or maybe if they do well, maybe if they get into the Super Bowl and lose, he might retire. He might just not have anything left. But I mean, we'll have to see. I think he has at most 2 years, or I would say at most 3 years, but at least 1 more year.
I think
Yeah.
however long it takes him to win another Super Bowl.
Okay. How old is he right now?
I think he's 41.
41.
He said he wants to play until he's 45.
I think he can do it just based off of seeing, his diet and stuff. Like, he doesn't eat sugar. Like, he's kind of like a robot. So he could do it. But
So here's my problem with it. Do you guys remember how Kurt Warner went out with the Cardinals?
yeah,
Basically got knocked out.
yeah,
Basically,
for sure.
Yeah, he got taken out in the middle of the season. He called it quits because, like, pretty permanent brain damage.
CTE.
We're not going to touch on that. But I feel like Brady's just one of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
He's just going to keep going and
Until
going
he
and
can't.
going until something, like, I don't want to say terrible, but,
Yeah.
like, permanent.
So how long do you think he has as long until something like that happens?
Yeah,
or-
so I think he could get to 45.
I'm not doubting him because anytime I've ever doubted him before, he's proven
Yeah.
wrong. So
I was kind of surprised he skipped out on minicamp, though.
yeah, true. Which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like that's not like.
I think as you get older and older, you just need more and more recovery time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I
Brett,
guess that makes
like
sense.
Brett Favre, he just kept
Yeah.
retiring to get out of camp.
Just wanted to be in them Wranglers, man.
Guys, well, we had our first official guest.
Yeah, true.
I did. That was a good time.
We talked to EKU tight end
Big
Adam
ol' Y.
Valiga. Yeah, big old Y.
Big old
Just
Y.
like you, Ethan, a big old Y.
Fellow big old Y.
We got to talk to him about his hometown of Chicago,
Chirac.
the type of pizza they eat.
Chirac.
Anything you want to put on top of that, Ethan? Before we go into this?
I thought it was really good. I thought Adam did a really good job.
Yeah, for sure. I really enjoyed having him on. He's a trip. You guys will see that. And
Can't wait to have him back.
yeah, he's definitely gonna come back. He's stoked and he did a lot and he's great. I liked having him on here for sure.
All right, so let's flip it to him. Welcome back to the podcast. We're here with our very first guest, EKU tight end, big ol' Y.
Big old Y.
Oh, why?
Some call him the Big Cat.
Yeah, they do.
Adam Valiga.
Yeah, they do.
Snapchat
What's
calls
up?
him a big cat.
Yeah, they do. What's up, podcast? Great
two-
to freaking be here.
Two big old Y's at the end of the table now.
Big ol' Y's.
Big old Y's,
Big old
tight
water
ends.
section over here. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Jeez.
So, how are you doing, man? How's
Freaking
everything going?
great, man. How you guys doing?
I'm
Pretty good.
I've been great. Everything's been going
Just
good.
kickstarting this podcast.
I'm pumped to have you on here, Adam. I'm not gonna lie.
Here.
The inaugural special guest.
Yeah.
First
The
one,
inaugural.
This
First is always the best, man.
Yep.
That's how it
First
goes.
is the best. That's why we chose you.
Oh, thanks.
Seriously.
Yeah, to put on the white
The
chocolate
big cat.
jersey.
The big okay.
Yeah.
The big cat.
Yeah, white
Jason
chocolate.
Williams. Okay.
Couple
Fellow big cat.
Yeah,
All right.
Need to get some more tats. Look like him.
Yeah. Just a few behind, that's all.
Yeah, we'll catch
couple.
up. We'll catch up.
So, you're originally from the Chicago area, right? What part?
Orland Park, baby. South suburbs, went to Sandberg High School, go Eagles,
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout him out. Shout him out.
Yeah, I got to, man.
What's the area code?
708.
708.
Not as close
Is
as
that
937.
is that the normal area code for Chicago? Like I don't know. Like what's like the
Chirac.
Chirac's a 312, yeah.
312.
I'm not that savage.
No.
but-
Not that. Okay. But like I was just curious because like people always throw out their area codes. So like do you like throw yours out or like you just be
The
like
708, I mean, kind of. If I was a 312, I'd be throwing that out, but
Okay.
708's little.
so like how far are you away from Chicago itself? Like
I mean, It's probably like 25, 30 minutes. If I'm in the Saturn, though, get there like 20
Booze
minutes.
cruise.
The Saturn.
0 to
Okay.
60 real
Yeah,
quick.
got you.
But, yeah, it's
I
not
got
too
you.
far. Yeah.
That's sweet, man. Okay, real quick question to kind of like off track. So I got family friends, and they live in, does Naperville ring a bell by any chance?
Yeah, that rings a freaking
Like
bell,
the
man.
high school they go to, I think is Neuqua Valley.
Yeah, there's some geniuses up there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so shout out to my Walker people up there in Chicago if they're listening. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I always think about that like when I go to Chicago because I've visited up in that area. Like I think it's like Naperville and then like Aurora or something like that. So
Yeah.
I know that part, but I don't know really anything else.
Yeah, I got cousins in Naperville, and then Aurora is not too far from the JUCO I went to. So like,
Okay.
yeah, I know that whole
I got
area
you.
Stuff. Yeah.
So you grew up in Southside. So is there a really big rivalry compared to Northside with like White Sox, Cubs, that kind of thing, or is it kind of low key?
I mean, the White Sox usually suck, so I don't know how much of a rivalry it is, but no, I'm just playing. Yeah, I mean, like when they play, like they have 2 series each year. One's at Wrigley, one's at what's called Guaranteed Rate now. So like when that's going on, it gets pretty intense. But beside that, I mean, kind of, because it's like they haven't really ever been good at the same time.
Yeah.
So like one team will suck and one team's going crazy. So I feel like if that were to happen, like it'd get more intense. Like if they were both like really good teams or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. I can't remember in my like recent lifetime where the White Sox have been good. Honestly,
Well, they won the World Series.
like they're good.
Like,
Like
what,
I'm saying, like
06?
05.
to be honest though, like I'm not the biggest baseball guy. Like you guys all know that, but like still,
Yeah, we
like
know.
I just don't. Okay,
Because you're a Cubs fan.
but
You're a Cubs fan?
kind of yeah.
My man, let's go. Oh yeah. Okay.
Whoa, that was super awkward.
Yeah, I was going for it. It's alright. We worked it out.
Okay, we got figured it out. But I'm kind of a Cubs fan. I went to the Reds game this last weekend. You went on Friday. I went on Saturday, but
Can we just
Kind of
clear
a
up
Cubs fan.
who won both those games?
We don't need to talk about that. We don't
I
need
don't
to talk
care.
about it.
I don't
Reds.
care who won them.
The
Who
Reds.
cares?
Sweet.
So like growing up in the Chicago area, is it like Cubs, Bears? That's like spiritual, like the religion there, or
Yeah, the Bulls are big too. I mean,
Bulls?
I've always been, I play football, so I always like, follow the Bears a lot. Like that's like my team, But like, I mean, the Bulls, everyone likes the Bulls. And then like obviously the Cubs and Sox, and then the Blackhawks, like they got pretty big, once they started to win like the Cup every year. Everyone was like,
Yeah, they're pretty
these
solid.
guys are sick, yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to start watching them. And then, yeah, but I mean, like I said, I would say probably the Bears are probably like the main team, and then maybe like the Bulls, and then it's just kind of split with baseball. So like, you kind of got half like the Sox, half like the Cubs.
Is it like actually split though? Because I feel like
No, it's actually not split.
I feel like a
yeah.
lot more people like the Cubs than the White
Yeah.
Sox, like nowadays. But even when the Cubs weren't as good, I feel like it's always been like Cubs. I love the Cubs.
That's the thing. Like, I would say the Cubs have more like bandwagon, or like
Yeah,
people who don't really like follow baseball is be like, oh, I'm a Cubs fan because I like going to Wrigley Field
For
or
sure.
whatever and stuff. Whereas
that was one of my favorite things to do when I went to Chicago. Was Wrigley
It's
Field.
the
for
best,
sure.
man.
It is
Yeah,
the best.
Great vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like the White Sox, like the people who follow the White Sox, like they're usually like diehard, what I mean?
Diehards.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's kind of different like that. Yeah.
So like, how old were you when you started playing football?
Freak, man, I was like, well, I wanted to play when I was like 5, but they were like, no, you're too little, bro. So I couldn't get in. And then, so I think like the next year I was 6. I started playing, and I was too fast. They wouldn't let me run the ball.
Really?
So I had to play the line. Yeah.
Mm.
It was crazy. I couldn't block nobody. I still
Weight
can't block
limit.
anybody, but no, yeah.
What did you play? Did you play Pop Warner, or did you play like?
It was. I mean, it wasn't like call Pop Warner, but the same thing. Basically,
Yeah,
you know
same
what I
thing.
mean? Just like youth league or whatever.
I got you.
I just think it's really interesting to see like when people actually start playing like their college sport, because there's a bunch of guys like I think all 3 of us can be in unison. Like we started at an early age, but then there's a whole other group that's like, yeah, I didn't start till like 8th grade.
Yeah, I didn't
freshman
start
year of
playing
high
until I was a
school.
freshman, and then like they're like really good. I'm like, oh,
It's not fair.
that's not fair at all.
We worked our whole lives.
Yeah.
I wasn't good when I started. I wasn't good for a while, but now I'm okay, I guess. Did you so was it only football for you, or did you play any a lot of other sports?
I played baseball, basketball I played baseball until 8th grade, and then I quit that because one time like a pitch came in, it was coming at my head, and I still swung, and it hit me in the head. And I felt like a clown, so I was like, all right, I probably should quit this. So I quit baseball.
Instant reason.
Yeah,
I'm
done.
through.
I'm calling it. Hang up the cleats.
Throw that down.
And then basketball, I played my freshman year. I played on the high school team. Then sophomore year, I quit after like the first week. Moved on to we had like a rec league back home that was sweet. Like everyone got super into it.
Yeah.
It was intense and stuff.
That's cool.
It was really
That is
cool.
cool.
You
I
played
like
like
it.
a couple games a week. Like,
For sure.
It was dope.
For sure.
So, like, who would have been, like, your favorite athlete? Or, like, we already went over teams, but, like, athlete. Who was the guy you looked up to?
My favorite athlete, man, that's tough. I would say probably Chad Ochocinco was my guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Because he used to be hitting me up on Twitter and stuff. Like one time, like I started talking to him, and he started replying. I was like, "Oh, this dude's a legend." So I was like, "Yeah, that's my favorite." But then,
Ochocinco?
yeah,
What'd you ask him?
forget. He was like, he posted a picture of him with like wearing a pair of jorts, and I was like, "Really, bro? You're wearing jorts?" And he was like, "Yeah, they look good." I was like, "All right, maybe I'll start wearing jorts."
Yeah, okay, they do look good.
That's
Yeah,
a great Ochocinco response, though.
Yeah.
Like, of course I would. Like,
Ochocinco.
Duh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, beside him, like D Rose, of course. You know.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan?
Oh yeah, but I was like old enough,
Oh, yeah.
you know, to like really like see Michael Jordan.
Okay,
Brian
so
Urlacher?
who do you like better, LeBron or Michael
Oh
Jordan?
man, obviously Jordan, bro.
Really?
He's the GOAT, yeah.
Okay, I mean that's I feel like if you're from Chicago and you don't say that, like
Yeah, you'll get like
You'll
shot
get
or
shot.
something.
you should be shunned.
Who else?
So you've been here at Eastern for, what, 6 months? 7 months? Going on 7 months?
Going on 7 months, man. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's flown by, really, honestly.
It has, dude.
Yeah.
It has.
How's life treating you here?
It's been better than I thought, man. I was scared moving down here because, like, I never, like, moved to the South or, like, went to the South. I was like, oh, God, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, my first day I got down here, I went to Walmart, some dude's got, like, a gun in his back pocket. I was like, oh, God, I'm about to get shot. And then, no, but it's been good. I mean, people are a lot nicer in the South, I feel like, too. So that's cool. And then, I mean, I feel anywhere if you live, you'll get adjusted to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's true. It's different. Being like I'm sure like the North is just completely different than the Kentucky kind of has a little bit of both in it where like because it still gets like cold and like snows here and
It's
like
like the
all that
melting
stuff,
pot.
Yeah.
but it's also still technically the South. Like even though Kentucky was
It's
a
like
border
in the
state,
middle,
so you know
yeah.
it's like in the middle. I don't know.
I would consider it the South, but I had a very similar first experience when the first time I went to get my hair cut around here, I went to a barber and I was too afraid to like walk out if like I saw the guy, and the guy had a gun in his back pocket.
Oh, no.
And I was like, man, I better not make like any quick moves or anything, or else I'm toast.
It's all over.
Or you complain about that haircut.
Right, I can't do it.
So you're here at Eastern, and this is your third team in college?
This is my third team. I've been around the block, man, for sure.
So you were at Illinois State.
Yeah, spent the rough year there, yeah.
What exactly happened there?
It was a whole thing, man. Alright, so coming in, I was a true walk-on. Like, I had to try to get on the team and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I got there, you know, made a team, like, alright, it's gonna be cool, you know? And then I was real skinny, dude, so I was just getting smacked around. And then I was like, one day I got knocked out. I was like, I'm running a slang around, yeah, it was tough. And I was like, this isn't for me, man. I just want to hang out, you know, be a college kid, get lit, like, do all that. And then, so yeah, I quit the team after like a week, and then I was like, probably a couple months later, like, oh dang, I shouldn't have done that, man. Kind of regret it. So then, after that, like I just started emailing a bunch of schools, and like I probably emailed like a couple hundred, trying to like get back on a team or whatever, transfer. And then the College DuPage hit me up. They were the only school that hit me up, and they were like, yeah, you can come over here and play, man. So
That's sweet.
I ended up going there, and
Moved back home.
yeah.
Close to home.
It was close, yeah. I commuted for pretty much like the whole time I was there.
How far was it? Like
It was about like 20 minutes.
that's not too bad.
Yeah, it depends on traffic though. Like if it's like rush hour, it would take an hour sometimes.
That's
but,
crazy.
Yeah,
Well, how far was Illinois State?
that was about like 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was all like, you could go home whenever.
It was nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just cruise on up. Yeah, for sure. Not like this, dude. 6 hours, man. It's a long drive.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So, being from Chicago, I feel like you have to have a strong opinion about pizza.
Oh, of
Yeah,
course,
for
man.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. See, I'm not one of those people that like, oh, I gotta eat deep dish, bro. Like, no, I just like good pizza, you know.
For sure. That's me. That's me too.
Yeah.
Because like when I went to Chicago and I tried the deep dish, like it was good, but I wasn't like blown away. Like I was expecting it to be like
Oh man.
out of this world. Because like
Right on the pod.
all I hear about deep dish pizza is like, oh, it's gonna be this, it's gonna be that, it's gonna be great. And it's like it was good, but like you can't pick it up.
That's how you gotta eat it with like a fork.
You gotta eat it with a
It's
fork.
like
And I'm
eating
like,
like
I
a
don't really
cake or
like.
something.
I don't know if I
Yeah.
really like that.
So have you ever been to New York?
No, I want to go to New
You want
York,
to?
though,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
You guys ever been there?
I've been to New
I've never
York.
been.
I have a few
I know
times.
you've been to New York.
Yeah.
It's
I was
fun.
gonna ask you like compared like pizza styles because theirs is like really
It's
greasy.
thick.
You got to flip it over.
If I had to pick one, just from personal experiences, I would pick New York pizza every time.
Okay.
Just because like you can go and pay like $1.50 and you get like this big slice of pizza that's just
Like it's so
perfect.
big that
Like
you,
it's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, I low-key feel like I would like New York pizza better, but, you know, I can't really say that. So. But I think I would, yeah.
So we were talking about your JUCO. How was JUCO life? Was it?
Man, it was
JUCO product.
Last chance to you.
hashtag JUCO product.
Last chance to
Still
you.
gotta put that in my Twitter bio. Anyways,
Cat.
Yeah.
what was I gonna say? No, it was different for me commuting as like compared to people who lived like on campus because I mean I got to go home, my mom would cook me dinner, do my laundry, it was straight.
Yeah.
But I mean just like football wise, I think people like sleep on JUCO. You know, like we had a lot of good talent, we played a lot of good talent.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's kind of different, like, because if you don't really love it, like, you won't last in JUCO, because you're not getting your school paid for, it's a grind, like, you're playing in front of, like, your mom and, like, your brother, and no one goes to the games, but, no, it was definitely, I mean, I can't complain about the experience, like, just from, JUCO I went to, like, the coaches were great, like, I met some great people there and stuff, so, it was a good time, and I think it really prepared me, you know, to come here and stuff. Like, I feel like I was able to just jump right in and play because, like,
Yeah.
I got used to it in JUCO and everything. So I can't complain about
Yeah, that's what I always hear. Like the talent in JUCO is like it's not bad. Like it's good football. Like it's just it's always like it's kind of like that last chance you or whatever. But
Yeah.
like I'm stoked that you're here. Like you're a great guy and like,
Big ol' Y.
it's a
Big
big
ol'
old
Y.
big old Y.
Big ol' Y.
So you've been a great addition to the team, and it's just it's awesome to have you here and stuff. So it's always interesting for me to hear about people in JUCO because like I got friends who go to JUCOs and they're moving on and stuff, and like it's just cool to hear like kind of have that here and like see it working for our team too. So
Definitely, yeah.
Did you have any teammates that like also went higher after JUCO?
Oh, yeah, we're going to be playing a bunch of them. I had one kid, he's going to Murray State. He
Okay.
plays corner, so he might be trying to cover me. And
Tragic.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
you gonna sauce them up, Ethan? Big
have
old
to.
Y sauce.
We'll
Might
see.
have
We'll
to.
see.
Give him the
When they
sauce.
come to Richmond, you know.
They're coming here this year?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard their
For
stadium's
homecoming.
crazy, man. Wow.
So you're majoring in physical education.
Well, actually,
And more.
And more, yeah. Dude, all
Oh,
guy,
no.
you know.
Is that
I'm
wrong?
just playing. No, I had to switch like literally like a week ago. I decided to switch. I'm doing special ed.
Oh, nice.
And like with that, you do like social studies. So I'm able to, drop some
major.
social studies now.
That's
History.
That's
yeah,
sweet.
history, yeah, exactly.
So what are you looking to do off of it, like once you're done with football and college altogether?
Well, definitely, obviously, like be a teacher and everything, but I definitely want to coach, like high school and whatever. So
That's awesome.
that'd be cool. Yeah, I don't think I can do a college coach, man. That'd be.
It's a lot of time.
It's tough.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a commitment for sure.
Yeah.
Just from like what I've seen, it's definitely a commitment.
Yeah.
So if you didn't play football, what sport would you want to play?
Like if I could play any sport in the world.
And and then go
And like be okay at it.
and be like,
I already know what I'd pick, so I want to hear what you say.
and then which one would you play in professional?
I say baseball, dude.
That's what we were talking about the other night.
Yeah, we were talking about that. I mean, it's a lot of games. 162 games.
It's a lot of games, yeah.
But, I mean, if you think about it, we hit the ball, run a little bit,
Yeah.
call it a day, man. So I mean, that's sweet. And dude, they just get paid so much more. I feel like
Yeah.
than like football. I think we were talking about the other day. Like football, your contract's not always guaranteed. So
Yeah,
if
it's
you
by
get hurt,
game.
Yeah,
You
you
get paid after.
cut off. But baseball, yeah, what your contract says, that's what you get. So.
What would you do?
Baseball.
Baseball?
Yeah.
I feel like
I just think baseball would be fun to play.
I
I mean,
would definitely do golf. Like
Golf.
100%.
Yeah,
Because
you
like,
can't go wrong with golf.
because like golf is fun, and like you're out there having a good time. I mean, professional golf, and you gotta be serious about it. But still, like if I was good,
I just think the atmosphere around baseball, like professional baseball, is
I would
pretty
choose
fun.
baseball too,
Yeah.
but I would only want to be a closer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
coming in the nine
With the
throw a
music,
couple
yeah.
I
pitches.
understand, man.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Dalton,
With the
what would you
walk-up.
do? What would you do? What professional sport would you play besides
Baseball by far.
Baseball.
Why is
It's
everyone
so,
like
it's so
baseball?
easy.
I love
bro.
baseball.
Golf?
Golf. Okay, golf's fair.
That's a mental game.
I feel
There's
like
a lot of-
baseball's
yeah.
easy
There's a
if
lot
you
of
can hit
money.
the
It's a lot
ball.
of stress.
For sure.
Hitting a baseball is like the hardest thing. in the world.
If you get down to baseball, hitting the baseball, I think baseball's pretty easy.
I mean, that's like half the game though.
Yeah.
You can't
And
just
plus,
say it by
and
being
plus,
It is
massive.
half the game.
Same with golf.
but plus,
Golf.
Hitting the ball.
in
that's like
baseball, if you hit 1
90%
for
of the
3,
game,
you
maybe.
had a really good game.
Yeah.
That's true.
There's more room for error.
It's like being a quarterback and saying, if I could hit all my targets, I would be
Yeah.
great at baseball.
I'd be great. I'd be
at
great.
football.
So Adam, what besides sports, like when you come home from football, like what do you like to do the most? Like what's your like go-to thing to do, like for like say like a hobby or like leisure time?
A hobby? I say I definitely like listening to music, dude.
Okay.
I love that. What else? We've been watching Always Sunny over at
Shout out.
East Ridge.
Is that your favorite show?
Yes.
I say it's definitely the funniest show. My favorite show is probably The Office, though.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, you can't go wrong. with
that's the
Office.
best.
Yeah.
It's the best for sure.
What else do I like to do? I like to draw too, but I don't really have time to do that no more. With
Yeah.
football and everything, you know, I gotta lock in with that.
Draw
Okay.
what? Like anything or?
Usually cartoons.
Cartoons.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I like doing that. I feel like that's like just super chill, you know, just start drawing.
Maybe the big cat can draw us a cartoon for the podcast.
Oh,
Oh, what do you want me to- I can draw all you guys.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I'm
man,
saying.
that'd be dope.
That's what I'm
Get
saying.
the headsets on. Yeah,
For
that'd be
sure.
sweet.
That'd be dope. I would like that a lot.
I'll get it
But you
done.
know, only if you get time. Only if you have time. I don't want to.
So you talked about music. We all went to your apartment a couple Saturdays ago.
Yeah.
There was a huge music wall.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
every album you can think of, from like the hip hop genre
Yeah.
over to the alt rock a little bit. Can you
For
just
sure.
explain it?
Yeah, well, I saw it on Pinterest, so I mean, yeah, shout out to Pinterest, dude. It's a great place.
It is a great place.
Yeah, so I got that idea, and I think the one I saw, like, it was actually like the dude that did it actually had like those albums, but like, I'm not trying to drop $20 on each album, so I just print them off and laminate them. And yeah, but I mean, it looks cool, and it kind of shows. I mean, I like to listen to like basically every different genre of music, so I mean, I think it's kind of, you know, shows that or whatever. You know, like you said, you got the rap, the rock. I don't have too much country. I gotta get Toby Keith out there. But no, what else? Yeah, I mean, like I thought it was a cool idea, and yeah, it kind of shows like, you know, who I am, I guess. Like, I like
For
listening to
sure.
music, so
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Who's your favorite?
Who's your favorite?
Like,
Who's your favorite
we'll say
rapper? We'll start rapper.
yeah, that's tough. I say actually no, Kanye. It's not tough.
It's not
It's not
tough.
tough.
Kanye, really?
Yeah, him and J. Cole are usually my boys. So
Okay.
yeah.
Both from Chicago, right?
No,
J. Cole's from North Carolina.
Same thing.
Get him off the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, like Dalton knows, like he knows.
Welcome to the CTE Hip Hop Podcast.
Remember that T Grizzly?
Oh yeah, don't.
Never mind, I'm not gonna
play
get
another
it.
song. Don't have no idea.
So you're a big Kanye
I
guy.
love Kanye, man.
I like Kanye. He's not my like absolute favorite, but I like Kanye. I mean, I would say my absolute favorite like of all time has to be Drake. Like I don't know how. There's like no discussion for me really.
Yeah,
Drake's
you can't
like
go
the
wrong with
best.
Drake. The album drops Friday too,
I
right?
can't wait.
Scorpion,
I'm
about to
stoked.
drop.
I'm so stoked.
See, I feel like everyone, like, even if they say they're not a Drake fan, like
They're definitely a Drake
like,
fan.
you
'cause,
still,
like,
you're gonna listen to Drake if you listen.
Drake has like so many different songs that are like could cater to like anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
a
doing it wrong, and you know all those songs. It's like okay, if I'm sad, you know maybe I want to.
You got a favorite Drake song?
Marvin's Room. You know that's not my favorite. My favorite Drake song. That's tough. That's really
That
tough.
says a lot about somebody.
It
Like,
does.
It
what
really.
song they pick.
It also like it could change like at any moment of the day. Because like if I'm sad, I'll be like yeah, Marvin's Room. That's my favorite Drake song. But if I'm like pumped up, I'll be like, yeah, you know, like I'm upset. Like that's my favorite Drake song.
You know, I'm upset.
It's a good song. It's not my favorite.
Oh, I don't think Adam agrees.
It's not my favorite.
He called out Easy in that too, but
It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. But I think it's a good song.
yeah.
I want to get your opinion on the new Kanye albums with Ye and Kid See Ghost, because I know there's like differing opinions on it.
Yeah. See, I feel like I don't know. People are bagging on Ye. I don't know why. I think it's a great album. What was I gonna say? The first song is kind of weird. I thought about killing you. Like,
Oh yeah, it's like an open monologue.
Too
Yeah, that
savage.
is low. That is
No,
interesting.
what's it called? Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on the one song. With Kid Cudi where he's like, I feel kind of free. I can't think
Reborn?
Free.
No, it's not Reborn. That's on the Kid See Ghost.
I think it's just like free with like 70s at the end.
Yeah, that's the Kid See Ghost song. I'm about to look this up. But no, I thought it was a really good album. It's like Ghost Town. That's the song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I couldn't think of the name. But yeah, that was a banger. And then Kid See Ghost, I thought there's a couple songs I like. I thought it'd be better, to be honest. I feel like Cudi's just, I don't know, he's kind of lost the sauce, man.
He's definitely lost. I think he's lost a little luster. Like his new album, he had like flares of like good songs, like All Mine and songs like that. I really like. There was some good songs I liked on here. Most of the songs I liked, but all the other albums to me were just about his like beats and like what he produced.
Yeah.
So like I wasn't really like too critical about that on that spectrum of it. But I like most. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you can't top old Cudi though. So I mean,
Never.
here's where I know where to go.
Never.
It's tough because they're both like that. Like they both made such great albums earlier. It's tough to match the hype of it.
You can say that about a lot of artists too. I feel like.
Yeah, Kanye, he set the bar so high, like so early, and then it's like that's all we expect now. So like whenever we don't get it, it's like, oh, maybe it's not that good. Like that's not to say like his new album isn't good, because it's pretty good. Like I think it's good. And but yeah, it's no Yeezus
It's
or
like a
anything
conversation
like that.
of like, oh, you might have lost it.
Yeah,
He's still like he can still make music. I mean,
for sure.
Like the stuff that he did before. I mean, that's just crazy. Like I'm here for the Dark Twisted Fantasy. I think it's the best rap album of all time. So like,
Yeah.
you're only gonna go down from that. You can't top
For
that.
sure. That's for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So you already talked about. We did some deep digging. And we found those Ocho Cinco tweets.
Deep
Did
dig.
you?
Yeah, way back.
Yeah.
Big cat.
And you actually got retweeted by Deion Sanders.
Did I really?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that. What did I say?
I don't have the tweets on me right now, or else I would show you.
Yeah.
But
Couple accounts.
it was crazy.
My password.
So like,
Oh, I got a story. Can I tell you guys a story real
yeah,
quick?
of course.
Alright,
story.
so back in the day, I think it was my freshman year of high school. This dude that played on the Bears, DJ Moore, he was kind of low key. He was good though.
Okay.
He posted on Twitter one time. He was like, "Yo, I need a place to work out in the off season." Like he followed me. I don't know why the heck he followed me. I drop like a tweet like every 2 years. I don't know why he followed me. I was like, "Yo, dude, come through to my house. I got a little weight room in my house." This man, he DM'd me. He was like, "Yeah, all right, that sounds like a good idea." I was like, "All right." This man showed up to my house. The Chicago Bears player showed up to my house.
No.
I swear to God.
You worked out with him?
I worked out. Me and all my buddies were over there. We were like, "Yo, what's up, dude?" Guy pulled up in a Honda Civic. I don't know what he's doing driving a Honda Civic.
I mean, I feel like a lot of players don't drive like crazy cars though, because like I don't know.
Like the mid-level to
Yeah,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Like to save.
But go ahead.
So yeah, this dude, he pulled up in my driveway. My dad thought I was about to get like raped or something. He's like, "You saw some dude do that on Twitter?" My dad like has a baseball bat, like trying to kill this dude. And I was like, "No, he plays in the Bears. It's cool." And then yeah, like we did a little workout. We played 2K, played basketball in my backyard.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was wild.
What was his name?
DJ Moore, dude.
I'm looking it up right now.
Is he still in the league right now?
I think he's done now. He was on the Bears for a couple years, and he would do good, and then they just like wouldn't like play him that much. Like he had a couple years where he had like 4 interceptions.
A dude, because I know a dude just got drafted in this draft called DJ Moore.
Yeah, he's a receiver.
The wide receiver.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think Chris got him pulled up. That's my guy right there.
Drafted in the 09 draft. Let's see here.
he played for Vandy.
His last year was with Tampa Bay. And that's the end of it, 2014. So
Yeah.
I guess.
That's cool. That's really cool though.
That's
like,
awesome.
It was wild, man. I was like, oh my god.
That's super cool.
Yeah, I thought it was cool he did that too. Like, just going over some random dudes. I would have been scared if I was him. But
Yeah.
Looking for a place.
Especially
it worked
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
That's dope.
He was a cool guy too. So yeah, that was pretty sweet. Anyways,
Awesome.
Yeah. Deion Sanders, I don't even remember that. But
I mean, a Hall of Famer retweeting your stuff.
I don't know what I said though. It's gonna drive me crazy.
Put that on your resume
I
or
will put
something.
that on my resume.
Well, you know, one time I got retweeted by
Deion Sanders.
You're hired.
instantly.
So, okay, so Ocho Cinco tweeted at you some like football tips.
He did do that. That's what it was. And then I think like I kind of had like my first account before I lost that
His
one.
burner
was
account.
the jeans when I call him out his jeans. But yeah, he did tweet me some football tips.
That's sweet.
Do you remember any of them, or
It was like it was. I asked him a question about route running or something, and he's like, he just kind of gave me tips or whatever, and was just, don't know what to do. I was like, all right, well, just single tells me I'm gonna do it. So,
One of the best route runners of all time.
exactly, yeah.
So, that's cool. I mean, I don't think I've ever had like a celebrity moment on social media. Like I've never had like my 15 minutes of
Gone
fame.
viral. You'll get there. You'll get there.
Maybe one day.
Trust the process.
Jay Billis tweeted at me.
Wait.
But that's about it.
For
What
what?
did he say? You can't just leave it there.
Well, I tweeted like it was when my brother's team won the championship, and I was like, "That's the best game of the year," and he's like, "Not quite." I was like, "Oh, okay." All right, Jay.
So,
wow.
it wasn't. So that's why he didn't want to tell us because he kind of roasted you for real.
I met Kevin Durant once. That was cool.
That was okay. I'll give you
cool.
that. That was cool.
That's cool.
But like the photo
Did you like
was
dap
dark.
him up or did you like, hey Kevin? And you're like, hey.
He gave me a bro hug. It was kind of cool. It was at a Cavs game. I got someone we knew had backstage passes.
Ethan's got. Wait, who did you know?
This is some guy that that coached my brother. So
Okay.
Got him.
I connected.
So
Whole
you have
bunch of
some
connects.
clout. You have a little bit of clout.
Yeah, I met Bob Knight before. That's pretty cool.
Here we go.
Is he a calm guy?
He was when I met him.
Okay.
I met him at.
Had to ask.
I met him at the Ohio State Hall of Fame.
Oh, cool.
I think he was getting inducted, and my grandpa was too. So
Well, just say who your grandpa is for the podcast.
The clout.
his name's Gary Brads. He was the player at
Well,
Ohio State.
don't
He-
undersell it. Your grandpa's in the Ohio State Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah, his number's retired there. So
Yeah. I mean, don't undersell
Why you
it.
sound like a beat puppy right now?
Come on, hype it
That's
up.
pretty cool.
My grandpa's the man.
he got drafted third.
Why are you
Oh,
underselling
yeah.
me?
That's not cool. That's not cool at all.
If I'm your grandpa. Oh, Ethan.
Jay Billis tweeted me.
Who else have I met? Who else have I met?
I've met Tim Tebow.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow, like you just.
Tim Tebow's my guy. So, okay, so
You
he's not
are.
really my guy, but
Oh.
I met him when, well, yeah, he is my guy.
Yeah, he
I
is
talk
your
about him a
guy.
lot.
Don't lie.
Like, he's not like my guy in real life, but he's my guy, like, spiritually. Like, he's like my spirit. Not really, though. But, no, I met Tim Tebow when I was like 8 or 9.
Did you ever meet Aaron Hernandez when he was at Florida? Because you go to a lot of
Can't
Florida
say I
games.
did. Can't say I did, Ethan. I'm sorry.
Well,
I mean,
we
they
edit
were-
this out? I don't know. We're going kind of deep.
Well, I mean, Tucker's been to a lot of Florida games.
I have.
Okay. That was an interesting
That's a
question.
fair point, I guess. How great of a roommate is Adam?
Pretty good. He gets a.
Pretty good.
I mean,
About to get kicked out.
I mean,
Excuse me?
he lets me sleep on his floor, so.
That's
And
exciting.
I made you a cookie skillet the other
Yeah.
day.
Oh, that did look
And
good.
chicken
It was really good.
I saw it on Snap. That looked really good.
Pretty
A cookie
good.
skillet. Can I get a cookie skillet?
I'll make you one too.
Alright,
You know, you
sweet.
can be my new roommate. You know?
All right, sweet. Yeah. that's
Hey,
fine.
he did buy me
Pretty
a
good.
$20 bottle of champagne for my birthday.
And you didn't enjoy it, so.
Yeah.
Ethan up in the
It's apple
club.
cider.
I had a little hard time opening it, but it was fun.
What?
You did. I remember.
Yeah, it was
You couldn't, like-
yeah.
Oh.
I think you didn't
uncork
shake
it.
it. Like, you were just like.
No, I shook it.
Thanks for being here, Adam.
man.
Thanks
For
for having
sure.
me. This is sweet.
This is awesome. First guest.
Like this is.
Love it.
Yeah, maybe we'll have you. Maybe we'll have you back on like later. We'll ask you, because you might get famous and like people might
Get to
like
catch up.
People might like the big cats, so we'll have to have you back on.
Deion Sanders retweeted me.
You gotta let us know.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I'm back on the podcast.
As soon as Dion gets you back, yeah, you're right back on here.
All right, well, that was Adam Valiga. So every week we'll try to have a guest on and play a game like we are right now.
Yeah.
This is a new segment called Over Under. Pretty creative title.
Gets the job done.
Yeah, he gets it done. So I'm going to give out a number, and then we have to say if it'll be over or under that number.
Okay.
Pretty cut and dry.
Different sports topics. Maybe not necessarily sports topics, but
A little pop culture.
a little pop culture in there.
Sprinkled in there.
Yeah, salt day.
Manziel's back. Okay, so the first over-under number we have is 9.5 days for LeBron to decide where he plays next year. We'll start with you, Tuck.
So after free agency opens up.
Yeah, July 1st.
So you start at 9.5. I'm gonna say under. Actually, I think it basically, just from what I see, I think it's almost for sure he's either gonna go to LA or a place like Houston or Philly. So I think if he's going to LA, I think it's gonna be quick. I think we're gonna hear about it, maybe not day of, but next day soon. And this is what it's going to be. So I would definitely say under for sure.
Okay. Ethan.
I'm also going with under. I feel like he already has it decided.
Yeah,
He already
for
has
sure.
it.
So I think I'm going to be the only one that says over here.
Okay.
Although the other two decisions took under 9.5 days, I think this one has a little bit different circumstances behind it.
Yeah, true.
It's more about family. I feel like it's gonna tear at him a little bit more than the other two, where he had like ideas of where he wanted to go beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he absolutely knows where he wants to go yet.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like there's too much stuff out there right now to be like. He has to have an idea of like what he wants to do, because if the rumors are true that Bronny James are going, here I am with the Bronny James again. But if Bronny James ends up going to LA, like, why wouldn't he want to be there to watch his son? I mean, that's definitely a valid point if he's trying to be more family oriented, because he's always been family. He's always big on family. He's had his wife since high school, his 2 kids or 3 kids, right?
3, yeah.
He has a daughter. Yeah. But yeah. So I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like I almost want to say it's guaranteed that he's going to LA. Like, I don't know why I want to say that, but
I have that kind of feeling too when it comes to that. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we'll have to see for sure.
All right. So you guys say under. I'm saying over. Next over under is 0.5. How many summer league teams LiAngelo Ball plays for this year?
I'll take this one. I'm pretty sure it's under.
Okay.
I don't think anybody's gonna pick him up.
You don't think anybody?
No, because he's terrible.
I'm gonna give him I'm gonna say over. I'm gonna say one team's gonna take him, and we'll see how it goes. I don't know what team's gonna take him. Maybe the Grizzlies or something. But
maybe I'll go under like a 0.25. Maybe they'll give him a water boy spot.
Jeez.
Oh man.
Another Ben Simmons, LiAngelo Ball hater over here.
They should play 1-on-1 too. Has a better jump shot.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
You or him?
No.
He's a
him or Ben
professional,
Simmons.
Ethan. Don't make fun of him.
He's not a professional.
A Lithuanian
No,
professional.
no.
Professional.
All right, so I was initially with Ethan on this. I was like, there's no way he even
I think there's a
thinks he
shot.
gets picked up. And then I'm starting to drift over towards you once I started thinking about the question, because like there's at least 10 guys on every single summer league roster.
Yeah.
So you're telling me there's 300 guys?
He might get picked up by the Magic.
I mean, why? I just feel like what's the risk of taking LiAngelo Ball? Obviously, there's going to get publicity
because you get LeVar with them.
But
That's
maybe,
the big thing.
but maybe it helps. Maybe bring a team up, and it's like, okay, the Magic pick LiAngelo Ball. Now the Magic's in the spotlight for 3-4 weeks.
I feel like even if he gets picked up, I don't think he'll play.
Yeah,
maybe.
Because I feel like summer league teams are already set.
Yeah,
he might be a late add-on.
We'll see.
But
I definitely think he gets picked up.
Do you think there's 300 players better than LiAngelo Ball?
No.
Yes.
Yes?
Name him. No, I'm kidding.
Well, you
all
gotta think about
300.
it. The guy's
Top
coming out
300.
of college right now, and then some returning players from their teams in the G League. He couldn't even play in the G League.
Yeah, I guess
I
you're
don't
right. I don't think he could play in the G League, but I don't know. I mean, we'll have to
Setting
see.
the bar pretty high.
Well, yeah, we'll have to see. I definitely think he can get picked up by someone, for sure. I don't know. I think it was pretty quick to say that he's not. We'll just have to see, though. When does Summer League start? Like,
Soon.
Very soon.
July 8th.
Very soon.
Okay.
So
So we'll move on. 14 and a half games Markelle Fultz scores 10 points or more in.
I'm saying over. I think he'll have a.
think over?
Yeah, I think he'll have a pretty good year next year.
I think if
He
the
might win
stars
Rookie of the
align,
Year next year. I don't know.
I think if the stars align and maybe LeBron goes to the Phillies, I think that enables
The Phillies?
Markelle Fultz.
76ers.
Phillies. 76ers. Sorry. Got my Philadelphia teams mixed up. I think if he ends up going to the 76ers, I think LeBron could make him a lot better than what he is. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to jump on the Ethan Brad's train real quick. I don't know if Ben Simmons can make Markelle Fultz better, but I think a guy like LeBron James can make Markelle Fultz better. And I think if they have a star there like that who can help Markelle Fultz, be more of like a pick and pop guy, and I don't know. I definitely think so. I'm gonna say over. I'll say you get more than 15 games.
Okay. So this all started because Markelle Fultz released a video of him
The handles.
working on his handles.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say they were pretty good. I'm going to take the under.
Okay. Okay.
Pretty good, but it still sucks.
The handles weren't his problem, man.
Yeah, that's true.
The fact was he could shoot the basketball.
I agree.
But I mean, I feel like if you're gonna release a video of your handles and your job is basketball, I feel like you should have a pretty good handle.
Yeah.
And a point guard.
Well, he does.
Some of those layups he didn't even make.
Yeah,
Like,
that is true.
what's the point, man?
He does look athletic though.
But here's my big problem. If he's not even on a summer league roster for Philadelphia this year, his shot is way behind what we think.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they don't want to show it.
Yeah, they don't even want to show it. So how is he going to be ready by October? It seems ridiculous to me.
I guess you got a point there. I think if they, this is hinging that they get LeBron. I think a guy like LeBron could definitely make him so much better.
Yeah.
So that's just something we'll have to play by ear. But
Yeah.
So maybe you're saying
Maybe
if,
I have a
if LeBron
if I
goes
have a
over,
I have a 2-point answer. If LeBron goes over, if he does it under.
Saying it's under regardless. I'd be shocked if he averages more than 12 minutes a game.
Okay. Wow.
I can
that's
see
cool,
under
too.
even if LeBron goes there because it's going to be hard to find shots for him.
Yeah, it is. And with the other players on roster, it's going to be hard for him to even get on the floor.
Oh, I mean, I guess Ben
Truth-
Simmons doesn't
truth
shoot the
matter.
ball, so.
Why does all of this come back to Ben Simmons, man? You have like a personal
Just
beef
don't
with
like
him?
him. I just think
Ethan Brad's Ben Simmons hater. Number
Oh,
one
maybe he
hater.
just hates Australians.
That's what I'm thinking.
Ooh,
no, I like Delhi.
okay.
Yeah.
It's hard not to like
Who doesn't
Delhi,
like
though.
Delhi?
Come on.
The hustle master himself.
I like Dante Exum. He's pretty good, especially for Jazz. And then
Patty Mills.
Baines,
I'm a big Patty Mills fan.
Aaron Baines,
Who does Baines play for?
Celtics.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no
He's
bias
just a
there.
good
course he
player.
does.
He's a good. I liked Andrew Bogut when he played too.
Okay.
But
Yeah, well, yeah.
well, he has
All right,
a.
we'll
he has a-
just
he has a-
move on from
Patty
all
Mills.
this Boston.
Patty Mills. Yeah.
Patty Mills is the best Australian player of all time.
Over under. Last one. 2.5. Sports references on Drake's new album Scorpion.
Coming out this Friday.
Yeah, coming out on release day.
Oh, yeah. This podcast released and Drake's album releases.
Which one are you going to listen
Which
to?
one's more important? You tell me. I'm saying this podcast,
Yeah, I'm saying this podcast too.
but I'm going to listen to
I'm
it.
just gonna throw out. I don't know because I don't really listen to Drake.
How dare you?
Under.
I'm going to say, I'll say over because I feel like this album is going to be, I bet you, if I have to go down, I'm going to say it's going to be Drake's best album of all time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bold prediction.
I think there's just been so much leading up to this album, and it's like, I think he's ready to just take the lid off. And I think there's going to be some stuff in there that we're not ready for, and I think
Some heat's about to come out.
some heat's about to come out about some
Pusha
people in
T.
sports.
You think he's gonna reference Pusha
Pusha
T?
T?
Of
Oh,
course.
duh. Yeah. Pusha T.
I don't know. He kind of got bodied in the.
Yeah, he did. But I think that's why he's waiting for the album to come out.
For sure. He's in album mode. Don't mess with me when I'm in album mode. That's
I
what
will
said.
say one thing about Drake, though. Summer Drake is the best Drake.
Oh, it's the greatest Drake of all time.
Yeah, there's no question about it.
It's true.
That's
Summer
when the most
16.
hits
I
come
can't
out.
say anything. I don't really listen to him.
Will summer 16 Drake be better than summer 18 Drake? We'll have to see.
Oh man, Summer 16 Drake is a classic.
Summer
man.
16 Drake
Oh, Summer 16.
might be the best summer Drake. We'll have to see.
Ethan, what do you listen to, man? Like Dropkick Murphys?
No, I
Come
listen
back to
a
Boston?
lot of country. You know,
I got you.
Luke Combs, Dan and Shay. They're pretty
Big
big.
Dan.
right
I'm a
now.
big Dan and Shay guy too.
Yeah,
My girlfriend put me on Dan and Shay.
I don't know. It's like-
Tequila, good song.
I like-
Automatically names the top 2 country artists out right now.
Yeah, Dan and Shay and Luke Combs, they're great. So,
Never
What-
heard of him.
do you not listen
Just
to the
kidding.
Dalton?
I
Yeah,
do-
oh,
I
you
do
do
listen
listen.
to
Okay.
both Dan and
I like
do
Morgan
listen.
Wallen too. I have his album. He's pretty good. Sings Up Down.
I don't know
Up
who that is.
down, up down.
I think of
Okay,
the rap
I know the
song.
song. I know the song. I'm a big Thomas.
There's a
Ray
rap
guy.
song too.
Thomas-
Oh, yeah, true.
Who?
Up, down. I don't know.
All I do is win.
Oh yeah, he's got it.
DJ
right.
Khaled, yeah. All right, so I didn't even answer the question. I'm gonna say over. Sports references have always been a part of Drake's repertoire.
For sure.
Repertoire.
Now is our favorite part of this show.
Oh, I'll take this
Trigger
away.
fingers turning Twitter fingers.
Top 5, top 5, top 5.
So you ready?
Yeah, so Ethan's got it this week.
Oh, yeah.
Ethan, you can say the topic and.
This week or this podcast is our top 5 sports movies of all time.
I'm excited for this one.
You know, obviously it's gonna be biased, but my number one.
Wait, no. Start with 5 and then go.
Yeah,
down.
you gotta go 5. You can't.
And then
Okay,
you gotta
number 5.
say a couple things about it.
Is
Yeah, for sure.
Coach Carter.
Okay.
See, I knew Coach
Yeah.
Carter was gonna be on there.
Tucker predicted it before the
Yeah.
podcast.
I just think it's a solid movie. There's some pretty big names in it. I mean,
True.
Channing Tatum was in it.
Yeah.
Before he really got big.
Samuel
Who's your
Jackson.
favorite? Who's your favorite person in that movie?
Samuel L. Jackson
Has to be the coach,
Yeah,
right?
Coach.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Not Coach Carter, of course.
All right. Ethan.
My number 4 is, I felt an obligation to put this in there. Sandlot.
Okay,
Okay.
that's surprising. I'm not gonna say I forgot about it, but it's not in mine.
That was one of my omissions. Like
Okay.
I was really
Like honorable mention type deal.
yeah.
Maybe we can give a couple honorable mentions at the end that maybe we left out. but-
Yeah.
My number 3 is it's probably not on your guys. It's Glory Road. It's a basketball movie.
Heard of it?
It's about
Heard of it?
Texas Western. They're UTEP now.
Really?
It was they were like the first team that had a predominantly black team to win that championship, and they beat Adolph Rupp of UK, his basketball team.
Really?
And Rupp was known to be kind of racist, so
Rupp
it was a pretty big deal when.
He's very racist.
Yeah,
Very racist, I guess.
I'm not sure if they were all African American, but a big part of their team was.
I remember seeing that when it came out. It's just been so long.
Yeah.
It's a good. I've heard of it. I've heard it's like really good. I've never seen it personally.
The acting's pretty good.
So that's good.
So my number 2, this is probably my favorite one of all time, but I couldn't put it number 1. Is Division III, football's finest.
Not for the faint of heart.
No, it's more of a funny movie.
Comedy.
Comedy.
It's not more. It is a comedy.
Andy Dick's in it, and he's hilarious, and it's just really funny.
It's kind
It
of
is.
fell off, huh?
It's a lot of
Yeah.
it's a lot of quotable parts in the movie.
There's a lot of things that I quote almost daily, but
Yeah.
not every day. But I do. It's a good one. That's a solid pick.
And then my number 1 is Remember the Titans.
How could it not be, huh?
It's just a great movie. There's a lot of big name actors in that one too. Ryan Gosling's in it.
Now, I feel like if all of our number 1s are the same, that would have to be Remember the Titans. We're gonna have to talk about who's the best character and the best scene and stuff. But I don't know. You probably don't have it at number 1, which
Maybe
is
I do, maybe I don't.
we'll have to see. But okay, who's your favorite person in that? It better be Louis, or I'm gonna be upset with you.
I don't know. I just
Louis
like.
is the best character in that movie.
I just watched it. Yeah, Louis was pretty great.
He's the best character, 100%.
He was the fat lineman.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
But yeah,
I liked. I'm drawing a blank on his name.
What guy?
Just describe him.
The linebacker, the white guy that got
Oh, he
hit
got
in
paralyzed.
Gary.
What was
Gary?
Gary.
Oh, Gary. Bootnier or something like
It doesn't
that?
matter.
Gary.
About a fictional character.
He wasn't my favorite to say, but he was good.
Okay. Tuck, you can go.
Okay, top five. So my number 5 movie. This was tough. I feel like 5 was the hardest one to pick, in my opinion, and because I had to leave a lot out, but I couldn't leave out Rudy. I could not. Just for some reason, I couldn't leave out Rudy, just because of how great of a movie it is. Just how it ends. There's no. I don't think there's a better ending to a sports movie besides Rudy. I mean, I just love the struggle of it and like everything he goes through, and then gets in for one play and makes a sack. I mean, it's incredible. I always liked that movie, so that's my number 5. It was tough to put over, some other things, but
He gets carried off the field, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, big time Rudy guy. My number 4, which I'm surprised didn't have any boxing movies in there, but my number 4 movie is Rocky 4, which isn't my favorite Rocky, but it's my second favorite Rocky.
So is there another Rocky on the list?
Man, you're giving away your list.
It's my second favorite Rocky, but Rocky 4 against Drago, I just don't think it's definitely one of the better ones because of the struggle he had to go to. He's avenging Creed, and I just love how they kind of put him in a crappy spot in Russia, and he has to go work out while the Russian Drago has all these like technology stuff, and he's taking steroids, and he just goes in there and beats him.
And there's a new Creed coming out where Creed's supposed to fight
His
Drago's
son.
son.
Yeah,
His
I
son,
feel
which
like
I'm
this is like
definitely
the
gonna
big
watch.
reason we're talking about sports movies
Yeah.
is because Creed 2 trailer just came
Yeah,
out.
I'm so stoked for that. So Rocky 4 definitely has to be up there for me, and
Stoked.
all right, I remember that. All right.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I remember that.
We have it covered.
Number 3, another football movie, Friday Night Lights. Not the TV show, the movie.
Okay.
Now, this one, I feel like for a lot of people is not in their, it couldn't be in their top 5 because it's really debatable to be in there, but for me, it's one of my favorites just because of kind of how crazy it is, like, to see, like, how, like, a town like that could be so big with football and, like, the struggles, all the not really struggles, but just, like, how cool it is to kind of be a part of a team like that. Like, I feel like that kind of represents, like, if your team is, like, winning and, like, how sweet it can be and stuff like that. So I've always liked that movie just because it's a classic.
I think you have to consider with that, like, that was the drawing from the TV show.
Exactly.
So, like, it made such a great TV show, it has to,
Yeah, for
has to
sure.
be a great movie.
Yeah, no doubt. Number 2 movie of all time is the original, the OG Rocky, and this is kind of a shout out to my dad. My dad made me watch all the Rockies when I was young. So Rocky 1 was always one that stuck with me because obviously that's the original. It's like showed his struggle and his come up, and then now Rocky 4 was my 4th, but Rocky 1 is the best one in my opinion because I just feel like in that movie. It was written by Stallone, so it was really. I just thought it was really clever. His personality came out in that. And
Do you know how many days it took him to write it?
I don't actually.
3 days.
Did it really?
Yeah, I did a project on him in high school.
Oh boy. So what's your favorite Rocky?
I mean, I've watched them, but
So you don't really care?
I like it.
ridiculous,
I like them, but they're just not my favorite.
That's
They weren't on my list. So.
I can understand it, though, because of how old they are.
Yeah, true. I definitely think Rocky for me is probably the best sports series of movies of all time, in my opinion. That's my opinion. That's different.
There's not very many sports series though, movies.
I guess
Like the Rocky series?
Yeah,
I guess you're right though. Maybe I guess you're right.
Air Bud.
Air buddies.
Oh, God.
Cars.
If that's
Cars
your
1,
number
2, 3?
If that's your number 1, Tuck, I might
My number
just
1
walk
is
out
Cars
of
1. No, I'm kidding. Now, Cars is my favorite Disney movie, though. I can say all the words.
Incredibles?
The first one.
Miracle.
Incredibles is not my favorite, but it's one of my favorites because
Okay.
Incredibles 2 is fantastic, by the way.
No
So,
spoilers. I haven't seen it.
it's very good.
Why haven't you seen it?
I watched Jurassic Park instead. Good movie. I don't know. Why
I've
it's
never seen
getting-
any of the Jurassic Parks, so.
It's pretty good.
I've only seen the first couple. I haven't seen all the new
Chris
ones.
Pratt's pretty good in it.
Number one. Got off track there. But number one, kind of alluded to it already. It has to be Remember the Titans.
Okay.
Best sports movie of all time, in my opinion. I don't know how it couldn't be. Has basically a little bit of everything in it, and it ends up being really good. Louis is my favorite character. I feel like he really ties the whole team together, and I don't know. I see a little bit of Louis in myself sometimes. No, I'm kidding, but I have hair like Louis though. So, well, I have. If you want to be technical, I have hair like Sunshine. If you want to be really technical.
Do you have moves like Louis too?
Yeah, I can
dance?
sing. I can sing like Louis too.
Ooh, okay.
But not
You're
different.
a triple threat.
That's for a different episode. Yeah, I'm a jack of all trades. You could say. Different episode though.
All right, guys.
Here we go, Chris. I want to see what your number one is. Now.
Before you start, are we counting Forrest Gump as a sports movie?
Nope.
Forrest Gump is just.
Oh, how can you not? He played two sports.
Football's a subplot.
He won a national championship, and then he won a gold medal in ping pong.
That was a subplot.
Ping pong.
Ping pong.
Guys, none of your movies made my top 5 list. 0.
Remember the Titans?
0.
That's unbelievable, Chris. I can't believe.
I hate to be
I
controversial.
can't believe what I'm hearing right now.
I hate to be controversial.
I can't believe what I'm hearing right
Somebody
now.
get this man off the podcast.
If it's 5 baseball movies, I'm closing down my laptop.
All right. So originally it was 4 baseball movies, and I was like, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't overload it because that takes away from each individual's greatness.
Okay.
So there's 3.
Oh, okay. There's 3 of them.
It was hard though. I had like a list of
I
like
had
9.
3 football movies, so.
Yeah, I had like a list of 9, and I had to shorten it down. And I was like, it was tough.
Okay.
So number 5, Love and Basketball.
Okay.
It's underrated.
I would say it's underrated.
It's underrated.
I don't think
It's good. I would say it's underrated though.
It shows like the depth in I forget their names, but the girl and the guy character.
Yeah, true.
And from all the way from like growing up, being like 8 years old, all the way up to like marriage.
Yeah.
In the WNBA.
I would say it's underrated because, like Ethan's saying, not a lot of people have seen it.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's good. What was it? name? Quincy, right?
Yeah, Quincy
and Monica.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I will say that. Definitely not. I don't think that's even in my top 10, but
Really?
it's good though.
It probably wouldn't be in
I
my
don't know.
top
It
25.
tugs at me every time I watch it. I'm like,
Top 3.
Quincy.
What do you mean? Top 3? Jeez, Ethan. Yeah, you judge it.
Look, I get the hate for it,
Yeah.
but like,
Hey, you like what you like, and you can't
yeah,
help it.
man. Tugs at the heartstrings every
Yeah.
time I watch it.
Okay.
Quincy, you're making a mistake, man.
There you go.
Okay, we also have to talk about this. The one-on-one game at the end.
Yeah. That's
That's amazing stuff right there.
That is amazing. Have you never seen One Tree Hill?
No.
Never mind. I'm not going to get into that. Go ahead.
Did they copy it?
Kind of, but go ahead.
No. Okay.
All right.
My number 4, A League of Their Own. Tom Hanks.
Okay. Yeah.
I felt like that was a great movie.
Again, probably not a top 10 for me.
Really.
Yeah.
I-
But you like what you like.
There's so many one-liners though.
Yeah.
Like, there's no crying in baseball.
Yeah, true.
And just stuff like that, and like the sister rivalry too at the end of the movie made it all worth it.
For sure.
I think Tom Hanks makes a lot of that movie too, though.
Well, I think he makes the movie. I mean, he's the.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's such a there's so much character depth in his character from where he starts to where he finishes.
Mm-hmm.
I like characters like that where in football movies it's really hard to have character depth when you're trying to analyze like 20 different players or coaches.
yeah.
I think that's the lack of football movies because I try to look for like the depth and
it's something that's different too.
Uh-huh.
Like it's not normal. That movie isn't normal. Not to say it wasn't right, but it's just it's kind of intriguing.
girls
actually.
playing baseball.
Yeah, it's kind of intriguing. So I like that movie too.
Number 3, my only football movie in here, Gridiron Gang.
Really?
Yeah.
Now that's a top 10 for me, but it's not a top.
Is that the one with The Rock?
That's The Rock. So okay.
So he basically he works at this jail and these kids aren't like learning their lesson and they keep winding up back in like
Juvie?
prison. Yeah,
Juvie?
Juvie,
Yeah.
my bad, Juvie. And he's like, you know what, we got to start a football team. It's based on a true story. And that, I think, is the only football movie to me where I'm attached to more than 3 characters.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many people in there where it's like, man, I hope he ends up all right. I hope.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, I don't know. It touches me away that other football movie. Like, Friday Night Lights, I don't feel it. Because either it's how they like prepare
Uh-huh.
from the summer all the way to the end of the football season.
Yeah.
Like that's just too long of a time to
Yeah.
like. Or it's what was the other football movie you mentioned?
Remember the Titans?
Remember the Titans? Yeah, it just doesn't do it to me.
Really? I mean,
Yeah.
I
I don't
feel
know.
like I can remember the Titans. I feel like I could connect to basically all of them. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, the coach, Denzel Washington's.
he's great in that movie.
He's just
I'm not
fantastic.
gonna take that away from him.
Might be one of his bests. Not his best, but one of his bests.
I also when I felt like he got hit by that car, it was just I don't know. It's a little
Really?
predictable.
It's a true story, though. I mean,
Yeah,
Can't leave it out.
yeah.
yeah, that's a good point. All right, so my number 2, Major League.
Okay.
Charlie Sheen. Honestly, it might be because I'm from Northeast Ohio. It's a great comedy.
But yeah, it's
What? What? It's a great movie. It's well put together.
It's a great movie.
Great plot points. It's funny.
Yeah. So
I just think also so many one-liners.
true. Again, I mean, I'm just not a baseball guy like you are. It's probably a top 10 for me.
Okay. Ethan?
I've never seen it, so.
Oh my god.
Jeez, Ethan.
Oh, I'm
Culture
gonna have
vulture.
headaches here. Oh man.
Oh, man.
Alright, so I'll move on to my number 1.
Okay. And now I really want to hear this.
Field of Dreams. Has to.
I think I knew that though. I think I remember you telling me that's
Yeah,
your favorite
Field of
movie.
Dreams.
Regardless.
Overall movies.
Yeah.
That's my number 1.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, just the development and all the characters. I felt like I connected to every single one of them. Especially, I'm bad with names. I can't remember the writer's name. Where he goes to Boston, goes to Fenway. Just so many like the road trips on the way back. I just feel like every part of that movie was must watch. There wasn't a part of it where I was like, okay, we can fast forward this
Yeah,
part like
no
I
doubt.
would in other movies.
Yeah.
But that was the one for me where I was like, okay, Ray Liotta. Yeah, he makes that movie too with
Yeah.
Shoeless Joe Jackson.
No doubt.
All right, guys, it's time for Studs and Duds.
Duds.
Studs and Duds.
The biggest duds.
So basically,
Studs.
we pick like a winner and loser from the week. If
Yeah.
you didn't listen to the first podcast, which shame on you if you didn't. But hey, but you're here now, so that's all we can. That's all we
sure.
can ask for. So Tucker,
For sure.
if you want to kick it off with your
Yeah.
stud.
So my stud, I know I was kind of beating Ethan up over it a little bit at the beginning, but talking about the Reds, we went to the game on Saturday, and I got to see this live. Anthony DeSclafani, I think, right? Yeah.
Let anybody play.
DeSclafani, he's a pitcher, and hit a grand slam, first time in Reds history since 1959, which was also against the Cubs in that time period too. So that's really cool to see, and I just thought that was super sweet to see him do that. And just, I mean, the Reds were beating the Cubs bad, so like, it was just a cool thing to see.
This is the most I've heard about the Reds in like ever.
Yeah, yeah. So that was cool to see. It was definitely interesting.
All right, Ethan.
My stud is Ronaldo. He's having a really good
I agree for sure.
World Cup, and he has his team geared up, making it for a run at the Cup.
I definitely could have put him as a stud too. He's definitely been the best player so far in the World Cup, I think.
So he's in like top leaderboard for what's it called?
Golden
The boot.
Golden Boot.
It's a great trophy.
Yeah. So yeah, I think he's the front runner as it stands.
Cool. Okay. My stud is the Big 3 League.
Okay.
So I watched the first season.
I
It was
did not.
it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
So the second season started last Friday, and I got to tune in a little bit. Way better.
I saw some highlights, and they've definitely made it a lot better.
It's incredible stuff.
They learned from the first season. I think they really
Yeah.
made it a lot better.
All the games are live now, and they got a lot bigger names.
Yeah.
Like Nate Robinson, Amari Stoudemire, Carlos Boozer.
It makes me really want to definitely this Friday, right? It's on
Yeah.
Friday nights. I definitely want to watch it because I didn't watch it live last Friday.
Yeah,
But I think this Friday, I might
Fox.
try to give it a shot here. So.
Definitely worth it, I would say. Actually, there was a fight started at the end of the first game between Nate Robinson and people
yeah.
from the returning champs from
saw that.
trilogy.
Yeah, trilogy.
That was cool to see, and I want to see how the league progresses. If it keeps
sure.
being like this and keeps being competitive.
That could be really cool.
Like kind of like a Legends tour, like how they do for golf.
It's a good opportunity.
Yeah.
So I liked it a lot.
All right, Tuck, you're dud.
My dud. Kind of to counter Ethan on his stud. My dud, and this is subject to change. But as of right now, I'm going to say Lionel Messi because he has been. I would say he's been probably furthest away from meeting expectations this World Cup. He scored his first goal in the World Cup in his third game, which is not something. I mean, yeah, it's good he scored, and that helps him a little bit. But the 2 games before that, he played poor, not very well at all. So, considerably the best player in our generation right now, not playing up to par in this World Cup. I think that's very disappointing to see, but. He's in the knockout stage. The best player, one of the best players in the game, is in the knockout stage. So he definitely has the opportunity to rise up. So we'll have to see where he goes with that. But right now he is my dud.
I got to ask first. So like with the Golden Boot, is that usually go to the best player on the best team, or how does that?
It will normally go to the best player, like who did the most for their team. So. Right now, you could say Ronaldo. He scored the most goals out of any person.
But say if Portugal gets knocked out this round,
then he probably wouldn't win it.
Okay.
Because someone else would say Brazil makes it to the finals and Neymar scores a goal a game as they get there. He would probably win the Golden Boot.
Okay.
So if that makes sense.
That's interesting.
I think right now, if Ronaldo makes it to the quarters or maybe semis, I think he could be the Golden Boot winner. So.
Cool. All right, Ethan. Dud.
My dud is the Atlanta Hawks.
Okay. Why is that?
Well, they had Luka Doncic.
That was my guy. I thought Luka Doncic was the best talent.
And then they traded him away for Trae Young. And I don't think Trae Young. I don't know if he's gonna pan out. I think Luka Doncic. Yeah, Doncic. Is going to be a lot better player. And they passed up on Mo Bamba.
Where'd he go?
The Magic.
Yes, sir.
And they missed out on players like...
Hold up your shirt, Tuck. Let them know.
Orlando City, baby.
Markelle Bridges. Michael Porter Jr. I just think there's a lot more guys that you can build a team around than Trae Young.
You said Michael Porter Jr. Just real quick, what do you guys think about Michael Porter Jr. not going quick?
He looked a little banged up when he got up to go to the Nuggets. I don't know.
Yeah, it's cool to go. It's cool that someone actually took him. I think it's a steal to get him that far because obviously he's still good enough of a talent.
It's a work in progress.
Kind of almost not. I'm not gonna say Markelle Fultz, but kind of like a Markelle Fultz. So we'll have to see what happens to him. But I don't know. I thought it's obviously good for the Nuggets.
Yeah, we didn't talk much draft this episode, but there was a lot more going on. So
exactly.
I like Trae Young. I think he's going to pan out.
I definitely probably would have said I would have rather had Doncic over Trae Young. But
it's no guarantee Doncic is going to be here, though.
True.
So
I guess we're just going to have to see.
Yeah. Okay, my dud, Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
Grew up looking up to this guy. He just opted into his $27 million contract with the OKC Thunder for next year. This is the same guy that said he wants to start and was complaining about minutes. Yeah. Can't have it both ways, Melo.
Yeah, definitely
I backed you up forever, and I'm not going to here.
Yeah, I don't agree with that one either. It's not a good look, I don't think.
The problem with me is that he doesn't want to bet on himself.
Exactly.
That he's worth the $27 million. So expect him to be at the end of the bench this year.
I don't think he's going to play that much. I mean,
he doesn't contribute much.
He's going to really have to turn it up. I don't know if he has it.
Hoodie Melo season, over. It's over.
No more Hoodie Melo.
What do you think, Ethan?
I don't think he's a dud because he just got $20 million.
Well, yeah, if you look at it in that way,
I guess he's making money, but
he's still playing with Russell Westbrook, so.
But how's that going to work out?
For what? One more year?
Maybe.
He had Russell Westbrook and Paul George, and look how that went.
Well, maybe he's going to take Paul George's shots now.
Well, don't expect OKC to be in the playoffs then.
He's got to make those shots too, though. So, well, we'll see about that.
All right, last segment of the episode, guys. Bold predictions.
Okay.
I'll start it off.
Yeah, go ahead.
I say Jameis Winston won't be a part of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this season.
See, what's interesting about that is I don't think too many people are really talking about that as much. They're just more focusing on their suspension. But if you go back and watch the Hard Knocks from past year with the Buccaneers, you get a sense that Jameis Winston was kind of always had that like pressure with the Bucs that like maybe if it doesn't work out, it could be over him soon because he's a great talent, but he's reckless with the football. I mean, he's definitely good enough to be a quarterback, but I think he's reckless off the field and kind of on the field.
That's what I was about to say. So, he's reckless. He might be more reckless off the field.
So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think he has all the tools to be great, but
the problem for me is he's not maturing, and that's the big thing.
Exactly.
3 games. How much of a season is that? That's basically like a fourth. That's a quarter of the season. Yeah. I think it's just time for he's holding Tampa Bay back right now.
I agree. I mean, what has it been? 3 years where it's been like the Jameis show and
nothing's happened.
Last year was supposed to be Tampa's kind of breakout year. That's why Hard Knocks went to him. That was supposed to be their year, and look what happened.
He has the greatest defensive lineman on his team.
True.
And this is what they're doing.
Yeah.
Basically, he's serving the 3-game suspension because he was alleged for groping a Uber driver a few years back.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
I don't want to touch on it anymore. It's just it would be best for them to cut ties and look toward the future.
I agree.
Enough said. So, Tuck, what's your bold prediction?
So, kind of coming back to baseball, I'm not the biggest baseball guy, but I definitely couldn't resist seeing this one. All this Shohei Ohtani talk, just him getting with his elbow and stuff like that. So I'm gonna predict that he's gonna hit for the Reds, or not the Reds.
So much Reds talk.
You wish for the Reds, but for the Angels.
Pretty content what we got right now, so I'm not worried.
Oh my God!
Whatever.
It's June.
I'm gonna say Shohei Ohtani's gonna hit and maybe play the field for him, maybe outfield for the rest of the season. But I don't think he pitches again until 2019. I think he's done pitching. I don't think they're gonna try to push that because I think he's too big of a piece or maybe of a talent to maybe risk it. Because you think about it, if he has to get Tommy John's, I mean, their big star is gonna be out for a year and a half.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna hit him, and I think he might play the field, but
I think he would go to the bullpen before that happened, though.
Think so?
Yeah. I don't know. He's just so balanced at both.
He's really good. I will say this. I was skeptical, but he's really good.
I wouldn't say he's like a way better hitter than he is pitcher.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do the opposite either.
He's balanced. I just think they'll hit him and maybe play him in the field.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if he'll. I don't think he's going to pitch again though.
He's a great talent.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely missing out right now.
Yep.
Ethan, what's your bold prediction to close out the show?
My bold prediction is Collin Sexton will be the best player out of this year's draft.
Okay.
I think he went to a Cavs team, with or without LeBron. They're still going to have Kevin Love, and I think it's going to open up, if LeBron's not there, it's going to open up for him.
Yeah.
And that pick and roll with Kevin Love, and I think he could do pretty good.
Real quick, what do you think about him wearing number 2? Kyrie's old number.
Just a number.
Just
not
a number?
retired, so might as well.
Yeah.
True. I mean, Kyrie was a big piece of Cavs history, but
like 1 to 10, that's pretty bold.
Yeah, true. If he had to pick one, I don't know if I would have picked 2, but.
But did he wear it in college? I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, he did. I mean, I'm just saying.
Is he trying to prove something? I don't think so. I mean, maybe it's just a number, but I don't know if they're trying to. That's interesting though. But I think I always look at it. Collin Sexton to me, he reminds me a lot of De'Aaron Fox for the Kings, and I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna end up being better than De'Aaron Fox. To be fair, De'Aaron Fox is with the Kings, so it's not like they're some great team. But I think Sexton will be able to really blossom and flourish. I agree. I actually agree with this. I think Collin Sexton will be the best player in the draft.
I think Cleveland was a great landing spot for him.
Yeah,
couldn't land up in a better situation.
Because if you think about it, having Cleveland so far up in that lottery, I mean, they're not really a lottery team. If you think about it,
no.
If they lose LeBron, they're still not going to be a lottery team. I don't think so. They might be a middle of the run team, but I don't know if they're going to go back to their old ways. They still have quality players. So
here's my thing: when LeBron leaves, not if, when.
Yeah.
And say they get terrible again, then you just get another pick in the draft.
Exactly.
And you get to pick like a forward or a big man that's going to pan out.
Yep.
So they get to do it all over again. Hopefully they don't pick Anthony Bennett like they did with last time.
Anthony Bennett.
Yeah, we talked about him enough.
But we don't know what Sexton's going to do. Sexton might turn up being really great.
Yeah,
so we'll
hopefully.
We'll just have to see. He was good in college. I'll say that. He was.
I mean, hey, he was able to play 3-on-5.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's impressive. So.
Well, guys, I think that's going to wrap up episode 2 of the CTE Sports Podcast. We want to thank our guest, Adam Valiga, for stopping by. It was great to talk to him.
The big cat.
Big old Y.
Big old Y.
So, we should talk about this. Next episode, it's going to be audio only. We're all going to be on break. I'm going to be in Massillon. You're going to be at Jamestown, and you're going to be at Orlando. I forgot where you're from for a second. The 937.
How could you forget?
Yeah, how could you forget?
Yeah, we're all going to be away on break. We get a break for football, so definitely going to be something that we.
But we are going to have
video for the guest.
We're not going to say who it is yet.
It's big time name.
Big time name.
You'll see why. We're stoked. We can't wait. So.
You can find me on Twitter at C_Anthony Says.
Okay. You can find me at TicTacTucker15.
You can find me at Brad's Ethan, but it'll change soon because I'm getting my old Twitter back. So
keep you updated on that.
Keep you updated.
On the Twitter
Sure.
page, we'll keep that updated.
Sure. So. And then you can follow the podcast at CTE Sports Talk.
Yeah. CTE Sports
Make
Talk.
sure you follow that. We just passed the 35 follower mark. We're super proud.
I mean, hey, gotta start somewhere.
Right? Yeah.
It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually really cool that we've only had one episode and it's like already going. So if you listen to this first episode and you're listening to this right now, thank you very much.
We appreciate you guys.
Like, it's awesome. Like, obviously this started just to be kind of fun for us, but it's really cool to see like people actually liking it, and then we're getting compliments about it. So.
And people want to come in as guests, so if you want to be a future guest, just let one of us know. We'll get you on. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys. See you.
See you.